Let's make a rail fence block. In order to do this, you need 3 strips. Each of those strips will be a different color, and possibly from light to dark works best. Each will be the width of the fabric and 2.5 inches wide. What we're going to do is sew all 3 blocks together. I will place the green in the middle just to break up the 2 pink colors. I'll take them to my machine and I will stitch 2 of the colors together and then the other 2. Once I am finished stitching everything together, it should look like this. Now I'll take it to my ironing board and I will press those seams. Once that's done, I will lay it out. I already know that this strip is going to be 6.5 inches, so I'm going to use my 6.5 inch ruler, this square, to get a perfect 6.5 inch block. What I'm going to do is measure up the lines because each one is about 2 and a little over a half, and I get perfect blocks that way. Once I've cut that entire strip down, I can now lay my blocks out. I have 6 of them, so I'll have 2 left over. And then I arrange them to look like this. I lay them sideways, side to side, and then I pin, and then I'll pull those other 2 blocks from a previous project to pin those and back to the machine. Now I will chain stitch all of these so that I can do everything at one time. I have this in the machine because it'll catch those threads and they won't nest underneath. So we will stitch everything in a chain, one right after the other, taking care to make sure that the seams don't push back through. Then I can snip everything and then relay the blocks out just to make sure that I've stitched them correctly. Ask me how I know about making mistakes. Once that is done, I will take it to my ironing board and I will press those seams so that they lay nice and flat. Once the seams are pressed, I will lay the blocks one on top of the other, and I will nest those seams so that they sit right in the center and they'll line up just as nicely. And then I will use a pin, and I told you I am not a pin person, but for this I use it to hold that seam in place so that it will be perfect when I take it to my machine. Once everything is pinned and I'm ready, I go back to the machine and I'm going to chain stitch these 2 blocks. And here we are. We have the finished block. Look at that. Just perfection. I turn this over on the back. I can either press my seams going in one direction or in both. I choose to have them going in opposite directions. And so therefore I have to a little fidget with that center just a little bit to get those seams to go in the directions that I want them to, and then I press. Once everything is pressed very nice and neatly, here we are with the final block. It came out gorgeous.